Welcome back to a new Dying Light 2 video. In this one we're going to talk about the Japanese gameplay. I know we've been talking about it over the last couple of videos here and there, but I want to make one whole video just going over the gameplay and some details we need to look out for. And why is it so important, you guys out there who haven't seen it may be asking? Well, because it's really different from any of the other gameplay we've seen. It is arguably showing Dying Light 2 in a worse condition than the other gameplays in my opinion. As we can see, it looks like there's a lot of unfinished buildings, low quality textures all around the world from the shots we see. And pretty much the whole area the Japanese player is showing off here, we have not seen anywhere else. In this gameplay, to my knowledge, we've seen the biggest bridge in Dying Light 2 so far. One that looks a little bit similar to the Infamy Bridge from the first game. There was somebody out there telling me they think this is the old Villador part of the map, but at this point it's really hard to tell which one it is. If we jump back to the bridge though, the yellowish green stuff on the ground, I didn't actually think of this at first. I kind of just figured it was dead looking grass. But we see later as the player gets closer to it, he can't actually go into the gas and it starts damaging him as he goes into it. Just in my point of view, it's a little bit disappointing that there's such a big area of just toxic wasteland gas, I guess. I don't even really know what to call it. It's not really a gas. It's kind of just like in the grass. It's on the ground. So as we can see just from this one shot, it doesn't even look like we can go all the way to the border wall in this direction. Since we pretty much know the player cannot travel into the yellowish area, I mean, that pretty much knocks out a lot of the possibility of being able to go onto the bridge and even being able to go over there at all. It's just so fascinating how far behind this gameplay seems to be from all of the other creator gameplay we've seen. And as far as I know that I've heard of, the event that they played the game at was held in October. So basically we're looking at gameplay right now that is about 2 months behind. And the question really comes up, is this area here supposed to be playable? Are these buildings supposed to be finished eventually? Is that going to be unfinished in the final product? It's really hard to tell, but as of right now, I'm hoping this toxic gas doesn't take away any other parts of the city from being playable. If there is just a bunch of toxic land by the city borders, it's just kind of boring in my opinion, and a little bit sloppy, I mean, to be honest here. So, I mean, it's unclear here. We're looking at 2 months in the past. But at the same time, it's like, how much could they really progress? And also something else just to note here, like what is going on with this area over here? What is all of this stuff over here? I don't want to fearmonger more than I think I should. It just seems like a lot of the Japanese gameplay, which seems to be in a different location, is so far behind a lot of the other gameplay we've seen. Did the other creators just not show gameplay here? Were they not actually able to get to this area in time? There's so many different factors, but it ultimately comes down to, in my opinion, the Japanese gameplay looks a lot farther behind. And the more that I sit here and think about it, maybe this could be old Villador. And as we can see in this shot, it's cut off, the bridge is cut off, but it seems like behind us, like this way more to the right, if we turned around, it would seem like we would have a path in. Maybe there's more toxic gas there. Like, it seems like a lot of toxic gas, but I mean, maybe that's what's happening. It sucks that we can't actually see this shot behind here, but that's just the way it goes. And I'm really not trying to fearmonger too much here, saying this gameplay is so far behind. But when you really look at the textures out by the border wall, I mean, it begs the question, when is this from? Anyway, let me know what you think down below. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more in the future, and I'll see you in the next one.